Alright lads, just go, ready? Get Manly, step. Yep, go, yep. Good, out to me. Good. Let's go, nice and quick, come on. Yep, good. Yep. Yep. Good, step out, step back. Good. Yeah, last one here, extend out. And stride out, this last one. Just a bump and stride out. Jump in the middle and extend. Bump and stride. Yep. Good. Alright, great. All the best. All the way through. Let's go, come on. Let's go.
It's never too late to improve your strength, balance, well-being and independence. Our Strength for Life program encourages all older South Australians to start moving and enjoy an active lifestyle, make friends, build strength and inevitably age well. Strength for Life sessions are offered in almost 100 locations across South Australia, with new sites opening all the time. Check out the COTA SA website to find your nearest location.
Strength for Life is an individualised program which is delivered in a group setting. We aim to keep older South Australians connected with their community, preventing social isolation and also keeping their bodies strong, flexible, managing falls and keeping them engaged. We're super excited to be partnering with Football SA at this state-of-the-art location. It's a beautiful venue. It will really benefit the local community through the Northfield and Gepps Cross surrounding areas to be able to access Strength for Life, and together we are working to improve everyone's futures.
Croatia Raiders time.
Right out, goes top corner, Anderson in.
A captain's contribution for Luke Klimek.
Written in the stars for Nicholas Foucault.
Oh my God! There's another one for Montbridget.
It's Fabian Barbiero.
Your NPL champions, Adelaide United.
Good evening and welcome to Apex Football Stadium for round 14 action of the RAA NPL between Adelaide Olympic and Adelaide Croatia Raiders. We'll get straight into the starting lineups for both teams. For Adelaide Olympic, number 2, Adabanji Adesida. Number 3, Rusko Luic. Number 4, Marco Muhaha Winimana. Number 5, Andrew Marveggio. Number 7, T-Boy Kamara. Number 8, Brian Habanamana. Number 11, Abi Mollis. Into the lineup tonight, number 14, Binyam Kabede. The captain, number 15, James Polly. Also into the lineup tonight, number 17, the goalkeeper, Gianni Tremontin. And number 20, Marco Toriani. Head coach of Adelaide Olympic, Christy Vangeli. For the visiting Adelaide Raiders, the captain, number 3, Manly Barnett. Number 5, Bradley Corbo. Number 8, Callum Campbell. Number 10, Katsuyoshi Kimishima. Number 17, James Odenwalder. Number 18, Paul Radich. Number 19, Reece Thompson. Number 22, Vincent Barbaro. Number 23, Jai Byrne King. Number 27, Oliver Trimboli. And number 31, Stefan Matteo. Head coach for Adelaide Croatia Raiders, Vlado Blazeka. As both teams get ready to come out of the tunnel for this clash, I'm joined in a roles reverse by my co-com, David Grant. We've made the short trek across the Days Road and we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be back. It's only been an hour, but it's good to be back after an hour.
No, it's good fun and we enjoy doing what we're doing, so we decided to do a double header in some cases. Before we get to the game, an important message this week as a part of referee appreciation here in South Australia. It's a new campaign. Referees are what hold our game together here in South Australia and all around the world in football, which is why a new initiative from Football South Australia heavily encourages all to respect the referee. This new initiative implores all spectators, players, coaches and club staff to respect and appreciate the time, effort and energy that goes into being a football referee. Our junior match officials will be wearing an orange armband to signify that they are an under 18 referee, but this campaign is also about protecting all referees. To learn more information, visit the Football South Australia website. Respect starts here. A great initiative by the Football Federation, not only this week, but something that needs to continue because the referees do drive the game, don't they, David?
Absolutely, and without them, we don't have a game, and it's certainly something that a strong message that needs to be carried right through all levels of our game. But the focus this week is on under 18 referees who are just starting out. We want them to have a positive experience and to see their career through.
Yeah, it's a tough, difficult job. I've refereed a few games of amateur level before, and it's not easy at all.
No, you're nobody's friend either. It's the loneliness of a tower crane driver when you're out there, isn't it? Although you know, the higher up the level you are, you do have assistant referees that can help you with decisions and so on. So you do have that backup, but it is a lonely gig.
Yeah, and the assistant referee that's closest to the coach's bench is always the one that cops the first mouthful, isn't he?
Yeah.
Poor referee that's always on the touchline closest to those two coaches' boxes. He often gets asked the questions that he's never got an answer to because in the end it's the main referee that makes the decision, but that's no excuse at all for any of them to be treated any different.
Exactly, yeah. And I've, like yourself, I've been an adjudicator in various forms and run the line at various times, and you do cop a little bit of abuse for it, and some of it you can let go, but others, it's a bit harder, if it becomes personal or whatever. So just remember that we don't have a game without them.
We're almost ready to go here at Apex Football Stadium, but before we get to that, let's mention those referees we got tonight. We got in the middle, Jordan Tripodi will be our head official, with assistant referee Nick Elligan and assistant referee 2 Zach Britton on the far side of your camera here tonight. David, we spoke about it towards the end of the game we did earlier with Croydon obviously losing. They've dropped down into that bracket of potential relegation candidates, and that could be much harder for them if Adelaide Olympic get the result tonight, because they'll actually creep up the ladder. They won't jump any spots, but they'll bring that gap between themselves and Croydon to 2 points. Whereas Adelaide Raiders, with a win tonight, can go into the top 4.
It is kind of good having the games kicking off at different times, isn't it, all running into each other, because the scenario changes as you go through the weekend. I mean, even after the games last night, with South Adelaide's drawing with last night, it changed the scenario again, didn't it? Sorry, I paused it because I thought we were having a moment of silence, but we weren't. It just went quiet.
No, that's all right.
They turned AC/DC off.
Yeah, it was getting buzzed up for that one, wasn't it? I think the referee kicks us off here. He's just having a little word to Toriani there. I think his shirt was untucked, or he had a white shirt underneath which he wasn't happy with. But we're away here at Apex Football Stadium. Adelaide Croatia Raiders in possession of the ball. Captain Manly Barnett with it. Gets it across to Bradley Corbo.
An enforced change of their normal blue socks for Raiders. They're normally out there in blue socks, red, white and blue, the colours they normally favour, but Olympic obviously in blue socks, so that changes it for the visiting side.
I wonder if that makes any difference to the way they play football.
You never know. Keep your luck. You're a superstitious man.
No, not really. Just go and play the game. That's my view. As Trimboli goes forward for Raiders. Oliver Trimboli, son of Jason Trimboli, gets his second start in a row this week.
He's played well when he's come on in the games that I've seen him, so it doesn't surprise me that he's been given a go from the start.
Yeah, 4 goals as a substitute he's scored throughout the year, so he's got his chance to start for Adelaide Croatia Raiders last week in his first start, and he's backed it up again this week, so a talent to keep an eye on, I'm sure. Adelaide Olympic restart through Tremontin with a goal kick. Rusko Luch gets the ball caught under his foot, goes back to his goalkeeper. With a rush clearance goes up, and Kibete can only header out for a throw-in to Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
There is another game underway, of course. Can I give you a scores update? Can I be your man that does that?
Let's do it.
So Adelaide City are hosting Adelaide Comets at City Park. It's currently half-time there, and Adelaide Comets are 1-0 up.
Another talking point that we mentioned earlier. If Modbury's win early went to the top of the table, and if Comets hold on to win that game, they'll go back to the top. So 3 lead changes within 24 hours here in the RAA NPL South Australia. As Raiders go forward again, it's Muhaha Winimano deals with that one for Adelaide Olympic. Tremontin's clearance goes to no harm, but it's picked up by Raiders again. It's Corbo on the ball. Thompson now in a forward position. It's out to Kimishima. With a step over. Didn't really faze Rusko Luich too much, but he gets Manly Barnett in some space. He finds Mateo. Mateo, not much options forward, has to try and beat his man, which he does. Gets a corner, an early corner for Adelaide Raiders. Looks like it's going to be delivered by James Odenwalder on the far side. Going to swing it in with his left foot. 3 minutes played, an early corner for Raiders. It's a great delivery into the box. Tremontin deals with it well, and the referee has seen a free kick there going the way of Adelaide Olympic. I didn't see too much wrong with that. The players are entitled to go for the ball, but unless there was some hands on the goalkeeper, it looked like they jumped straight up in the air.
Hard to tell, didn't it? We're a fair way away, and Joe Jordan Cody's right there. So he seemed fairly sure, and there was no complaint from the players.
As the ball spills here for Habonimana down the line. Can he get the ball into the box? No, he can't. Corbo's there blocking the cross into the box, and it's straight up the other end for a corner to Adelaide Olympic. This one's going to be taken by Rusko Luich. Something I have noticed in the past few weeks, David, is that Rusko Luich, the fullback, has been taking their set pieces, which he didn't do for the first 11 odd rounds, but they seem to have found some sort of speciality in this.
Yep.
It's going to be an outswinger. It's going to be a long one to the back post. It's beating everybody. No specialty about that one. And it's actually gone out for a goal kick. So forget what I just said. We'll reset with a goal kick.
Well, Luich is the kind of player who would learn from that. Probably find that's the last, arguably poor corner he does tonight. It went out. It was awful deep. And here is a chance maybe to atone.
There he is. Kibete. Habonimana out to that man Luich. Might get that chance now to put a cross in. That's a bit better. It's in the box. It falls for Kibete. It's still there. Cleared by the Raiders captain in Barnett, but we're almost geniuses on that occasion. A lower cross into the box, and it caused a bit of trouble. Actually went past the first defender, and Kibete's touch nearly had him in on goal. Polly will take the throw in on the far side. Bonimana can't control it, and now it's the Raiders through Corbo. Out to Thompson. Plenty of space in front of him. Olympic coach Christy Vangeli telling his players to push up on him, but he didn't quite get that message in time and gave him too much space to get out. Bonimana works hard to win that one. No foul by the referee. So Adelaide Olympic with the ball. Marveggio wins a header. A bit of head tennis in the middle of the park, David.
Yeah, it's bobbling around a little bit as both sides sort of try to assert themselves, I think, in these early stages. We're only 6 minutes in, but they're just sort of testing each other out, I think. Very evenly opened, I think, between the two.
It's been a good start to this game. Both teams going forward, both having an early corner each to test the goalkeeper. It's a rough ball. It's Trimboli into the box. Didn't think anything was going to come with that there. It looked like a nothing head of him, Radic, but Trimboli almost got on the end of it. Tremontin was good enough to come and collect it, though. Corbo wins the header in the middle of the park. It's now Alderwater on the ball. You can hear the Raiders coaching staff in the background demanding more of their players when they're on the ball here. Olympic press, but Corbo good enough to turn out and use his goalkeeper in Vincent Barbaro. Burn King with the pass inside, and Campbell's good enough to deal with a pass. Barbaro plays Corbo. Corbo now finds Thompson in some space. He gets past Kabete. Kabete has to foul him. Unsure if Christy Vangeli needs to really say anything there, because it was quite a clear foul, wasn't it?
It seemed to be, and he's just in a little bit of bother for exiting his technical area. Kimishima makes his way down the left.
Adesita clears that one to Christy Vangeli, who finally gets a touch of the ball, if that's what he was after. Well, as we say, we're talking about referee appreciation. The linesman actually asked him 3 or 4 times to get back in his technical area, and he didn't abide. In the end, Nick Elligan had to run down there and tell him to get in his technical area.
Yeah, he's in there now, though.
We'll see how long that lasts. Now Jai Burn King on the ball. He was actually sent off in their last meeting, was Jai Burn King. He was sent off for 2 yellow cards in the round 3 meeting, which Adelaide Olympic won 1-0. It was actually their first win of the season when they played each other in round 3 at the Croatian Sports Complex. The goal scored on that day by Nathan Owan as Baradic goes forward and slips through Alderwater. Alderwater gets the touch ahead of Trimertin. Gets it over the top, but cleared by Polly on the line.
Really intelligent play, wasn't it? He had a little bit of space, he's flicked it up and then chipped it over into the middle.
I'm actually just looking where he's come from. He's actually playing as a right fullback, and he's made the run into the box on the left-hand side, so he's covered a bit of ground there.
That's Odenwalder, right? Odenwalder.
Alderwater, yes, yeah. Kimishima now. Radici.
Oliver Chimbole there following up, just looking for the scraps, the crumbs, as all good strikers would do.
Well, he's had a pretty good coach for most of his life, hasn't he? Or not a coach, but a mentor in Jason Trimboli.
Yeah.
His father, who preyed on stuff like that, so he's learnt well. Corbo goes in with a strong challenge, but T-Boy Kamara is good enough to win it, and now it's Rusko Luic on the right-hand side. Looks for an early delivery. That one's just as good. It goes into the box. Kabete can't get his shot on target. But since Rusko Luic put that deep corner into the box, his last 2 deliveries have nearly caused chaos.
He's learnt from that corner, just as we thought he might, and his last 2 crosses have potentially been lethal, haven't they? That was a great little ball right into the middle, right into the spot that strikers love to see the ball coming in at. But yeah, the shot pushed wide in the end.
Dici with a loose touch, and he wins it back though. He does well to keep hold of it. Thompson picks the ball up, plays Burn King. Back to Thompson. T-Boy Kamara now on the ball for Adelaide Olympic, does well to keep it. Been in some good form as T-Boy Kamara the last few weeks. Kabete now holds the ball up, great ball by Molas out wide. Luic keeps it in for... No, he doesn't. Just back to their last meeting, David, sorry, or got caught up by the Raiders attack before, but Nathan Owan was the goal scorer on that day in the 49th minute. He's actually over in Serbia at the moment with one of his mentors, Drago Klacic.
All right.
He's actually looking to sign a semi-professional or professional contract in Serbia, so a young boy over there trying to live his dream out. He's been a squad member of this Adelaide Olympic senior team this season, and deservedly so. As Corbo tries to flick that one forward, but it goes out for a throw-in.
Got a little scores update from Adelaide City for you, matey.
What do you got?
I got Daniel Bresson scoring in the 49th minute for Adelaide City, the home side, to make it 1-1. So that's an equaliser to match Carcafira's goal in the 27th minute for the visiting Adelaide Comets side. So 1-1 at City Park.
There you go, Adelaide City equalise. As Toriani jumps in with a solid challenge in front of our commentary area here, but Stromboli now beats Adesita to the ball. Can he get the ball into the box? Well done by Adesita in the end. He gives him space now, and he can play the ball to Kimishima. Kimishima's passes looked like it went out off Kimishima, but they've got the throw in, and then that's a dangerous throw to Radic in the box. He's got Muhaha Winimana for company, and Muhaha Winimana puts just enough pressure on him to force it out for a goal kick.
I tell you what, there wasn't much in the way of complaint, but I thought Toriani's tackle was a bit heavy down here. I reckon he had his, the bottom of the soles of his feet exposed. So
yeah, it was. I think if there was contact, he may have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, because that. Yeah.
A very fierce, competitive player is Marco Toriani, the man from Como in Italy. I don't know if you know, David, but his hometown Como got so we let this play go on as Tremontin comes. He was a very happy chap a few weeks ago. His hometown Como got promoted to Serie A in the Italian leagues over there.
Como.
And I know for a fact, because I do know Marco through some friends, that his friends couldn't believe that we knew about it here in Australia. We did an interview after the cup game they played against Demons, and he put it on socials. And when we mentioned Como, he got 30 messages from his friends back home in Italy going, "How do they know about this in Australia?" So we're reaching everybody.
That's it. A lot of people don't realise that Como are a big team here. There's a lot of fans here, isn't there?
Well, there is now.
Sign me up.
Former Olympic striker, in fact, Fasto Ober is actually from the same place. That's how Toriani ended up here in Australia, I believe. As we get back to the football here, it's Adelaide Raiders on the attack. Now it's Kimishima. Just touch inside, gives it to Burn King, who releases Manly Barnett in some space again. Looks for that pass to Matteo, but way too much on it, and it goes out for a goal kick.
You can see what he's trying to do, though. There was a little bit of space there behind the defenders. The Olympics back 3 or 4 had pushed up a little bit, and there was a little bit of a gap there. And Kimishima's a very fast player and an obvious target for a little ball over there, a little dink over the top by Manly Barnett. So, right idea.
Probably hearing the mics and the effects that the Raiders coaching staff thought that was a chance to press up there on the goalkeeper, but they didn't do so. And in the end, it's Olympic with possession. Toriani steps on the ball, but done well to keep it.
It was a good recovery.
Goes all the way back to Tremontin now, who takes a touch, but
good recovery
again,
from Harvey Wallace as well.
Vangelli with a bit of anger in what he was trying to do there. You're probably going to see that on the camera. He tried to punch the ball, and he's definitely earning the ire of the referees, that's for sure.
Wouldn't be much of a volleyball player, though, would he?
Not with that spike, or definitely wasn't a set, that's for sure. You see, Raiders are now in this game a lot more comfortable on the ball. Getting a lot higher up the park now in good positions. Now it's Oldenwerder. Tries to clip that one to the back post, but Kimishima didn't make the run, nor was the ball good enough. Adelaide Olympic just happy to soak up a bit of time and a bit of relief at the moment. Tremontin goes long, and great pass finds Polly, but his header can't find Kamara, but the second attempt does. Just a little bit scrappy from Adelaide Olympic at the moment. Abonimana put some pressure on Corbo, but did well enough to turn out and just keep possession. Did Croatia Raiders. It's again Corbo on the ball, plays Burn King. Back to Corbo, back to the captain in Manly Barnett. This time he finds the feet of Matteo. Matteo releases Odawalder down the line. Marco Muhaha Winimana for Olympic gets the foot in, and there's a throw in on the far side for Adelaide Raiders. You've given us some of those NPL, even if the only NPL update, David, but there was some interesting State League 1 scores today. As we saw, the game previously here was a late equaliser by Adelaide Vipers, I think in the 94th minute. To rescue a point against Adelaide Cobras, that one finishing 1-1. But the big result, as far as State League 1 is concerned, is that West Adelaide have finally got a win on the board after 7 long weeks.
Oh, right.
Beating Western Strikers 2-1.
Oh, right. That'll be a massive relief for them, won't it? I mean, they've had a rotten run, really, haven't they? So finally a win for them.
Yes, and maybe some rejuvenation in their season. We'll get back to those results as Matteo picks the ball up for Raiders. He gets the ball into the box. Trimboli with an unmarked header. Had to do better there and find the target. He had nobody around him.
Yeah, he just drifted off his marker, didn't he? Just got a yard or two and then leapt up in the air and just needed to get some kind of contact on it and failed to do so. But had he done so, they might have got something out of that.
Yeah, it hasn't missed by much, so his glancing header's just going past the post, but doesn't trouble the goalkeeper and doesn't find the back of the net. We'll just get back to those results before we move on. But Sturt Lions, again, 3-1 victory over Adelaide victory today, who are still rooted to the bottom of that State League 1 table. Salisbury United. Trimboli now in the box this time. Again, just past the post.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's all right.
Prod you there, but
I was actually looking at the screen in front of me, and then I realised it was on delay. Keep up with the game. Salisbury have beaten West Torrens Bacalla today 1-0. Play for the Blue Eagles. The top of the table clash has ended 0-0. Very unexpected. I thought there'd be some goals in that one.
Yeah, I think we thought there might be a win there for Playford because Blue Eagles have been on a bit of a slide, haven't they? I think that's if they got a draw there. I don't think they've had a win in their last 4, but they've had a few draws. But
similar to Modbury in the NPL, as Tremontian's distribution again is not good enough, and Vangeli again has kicked that one over the fence, and
he's had more
assistant referee Nick Elligan's telling him to stop. I think he's going to get an early yellow card.
He's had more touches than some of his strikers.
Not by choice, I don't think, and that's probably why the frustration is coming from. And the last result, David, Fulham United 0, Cumberland 1. So Cumberland have rejuvenated their season since the midway break as well.
Yeah. Yes, the season is a journey, isn't it? It's not just a short trip. But again, and things can change, you know.
Yeah.
You can be bottom of the table. Look at Adelaide City; they've hit a little bit of form. They were sitting down there towards the relegation spot in the NPL, and string a few results together, and you can make your way up the table. It's all about the whole season, isn't it?
That's right. And as we spoke about, as Matteo goes forward, he gets a shove in the back from Marveggio, and referee Jordan Tripodi signalled a free kick, as we spoke about earlier on as well. That State League 1 league is always something happening, is it? Because you've got the relegation, you've got the promotion.
Yeah.
Whereas State League 2, you've just got relegation.
Yeah.
And as far as NPL is concerned, you can get relegated. You can win a title, but there's not that at the top, is it?
It's the nature of the beast, isn't it? And that if you're in a competition like State League 2, where there's only promotion, the teams down near the bottom can start to lose interest, as can the onlookers. But State League 1 is great for that, promotion and relegation.
Free kick for Raiders to be taken by Campbell. Plays it to Odenwalder. Gets a low half cross shot into the box. Kimishima on the volley. Goes wide. Bit of a change up in style of free kick there.
Yeah, a little bit. Took it short instead of putting it into the middle, but maybe they didn't fancy their chances. I mean, when you look at Raiders up front, I mean, Oliver Trimboli's a big guy, isn't he? But there's quite a lot of short fellas out there, so maybe the act of playing it along the ground was something that works better for them in terms of aerial duels, you know. Here's Kimishima on the far right. Actually, it's not. My apologies.
Odenwalder gets this one. That's Kimishima that's trying to find the header. He doesn't. It falls to Radic. It's cleared by Olympic under a bit of pressure at the moment. Just trying to come to grips with the attacking prowess of Adelaide Raiders. Burn King with a cross into the box, but Marveggio, well, sort of deals with it. Goes backwards. This time Torriani does put his foot through it to clear, but still not out of danger yet. Odenwalder chased down by Kamara. Kamara hands all over him, gives away another free kick. Raiders looking to play quickly, and they do that. Through Corbo again. Kimishima, a loose touch inside and met by Habonimana. Apologies for those out there thinking, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, you're the man. You do know what you're talking about.
King Burn, not Burn King. I should have written it down properly, shouldn't I? It's turned over. Habonimana doesn't slip T-Boy Kamara through, but he finds Polly in a little bit of space and now looks to beat his two defenders. He gets across into the box. Habonimana at the back post. It's Rusko Luic. It's deflected out for a corner.
He didn't quite get onto it, Luic, but he made the pace up there, didn't he? Some running. He's really dominating this whole flank from bottom to top. And he's got a corner.
Yeah, so a couple of deliveries he put in earlier that were from general play caused a little bit of havoc in that box. He had Kibete with a couple of half chances on the end of them. It's going to be a corner delivered from the right-hand side of your camera. Rusko Luic gets another chance. We weren't, well, when we say we weren't, I don't think anyone was too impressed with the first delivery put into the box, but let's see how this one goes. It's going to be an outswinger. Much better delivery into the box. Oh. It's a chance and it comes off the crossbar. Again, it's that connection. 3 times in a row now that Rusko Luic's cross has found Binyam Kibete in the box, and that time was much better and it hit the crossbar.
Yeah, great corner, and Kibete jumped up and timed his leap very well, didn't he, and got onto it. Just couldn't keep it below the bar. But great corner, great header.
Marveggio slips. Oh, tried to slip Kamara. I think Manly Barnett may have got a little touch on that one just to stop it from going through, but now it's Raiders on the other end. Thompson to Mateo. Mateo cuts inside onto his left foot. Tries to slip through Kimishima. It falls to Radic on the edge of the box. A couple little keepy-ups to himself and eventually dealt with by Adesida. It's King Burn with the ball.
Well done. Hey, you're doing fine. Nobody noticed except me. But you're all good. As Raiders look to build here again. Here's Jai King Burn. Bradley Corbo.
Yeah, we've got it now. It's King Burn. We've got it under control, I think. Water inside.
I was trying to tell you very subtly.
No, that's all right. I'll admit my faults. Trimboli now tries to backheel the ball through for Odomwater. In the end, Marveggio just boots the ball forward to nobody, and Christy Fangeli not happy with that either. They do play, when they have the ball, Adelaide Raiders, they do like to just have the 2 centre-backs with the ball, don't they? And then they push everyone else pretty much forward of them. As here we go with Corbo, who runs past Habonimana, who's probably unnecessarily fouled him there because he wasn't really going anywhere apart from into 2 Olympic players. It's going to be another free kick. A little bit stop-start at the moment. Adelaide Olympic fouling Raiders on a few occasions just to stop the play and break it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think you're dead right. Hasn't flowed quite as freely as I thought it might, but maybe that's just a tactic.
Safe to say that a little bit of a sting's come out of this one. The first 15 to 20 minutes were pretty electrifying both ways. We've had a few chances on each end. Oh, Polly's had a bit of a slip on the other side there.
Yeah. Looked like a heavy landing as well, but he's picked himself back up. Looks good now.
I'm not too sure how this pitch goes these days when it has Radic to Trimboli on the edge of the box, link up. Now it's Kimishima. Oh, he sends Rusko Luic for a hot dog to the back post. It's cut back. And that one there, it could be play of the day just about if that had gone in. Fantastic little bit of skill work by Kimishima there. As I was saying before though, David, with the artificial, this is probably quite an old artificial now. Maybe that's probably why they're slipping underfoot, because there's not as much to grab onto with the studs. But
yeah, it has been here for a while now that you say that, hasn't it? I mean, I remember coming here quite a few years ago with junior teams, and it hasn't been replaced since then. So yeah, it probably is aging.
Yeah, it's definitely been 10 to 12 years that this one's been in, I'm pretty sure. As Arby Morris picks the ball up in acres of space. It finds its way to Polly on the left-hand side. He's got Odomwater to deal with, and in the end he just tries to get the cross in the box, but it goes straight into Odomwater and it's out for a throw-in. I do know that once the cork sort of goes out of it, you lose that grip. So you can see the cork coming to the surface. The pitch may just need to be turned over a little bit with the machine. I know the machines aren't expensive exercise, but here goes Habonimana rather. He won the ball back, and another corner. This one's going to be taken by Polly on the far side. Another out-swinging corner. Another chance for Olympic through the corner. Polly delivers that ball. It's a great ball. Unfortunately, Adesita fouls Manly Barnett, and it's going to be instant relief for Adelaide Croatia Raiders with a free kick. Get the sense the Adelaide Olympic build-up isn't, I don't mean to sound rude, but it's not quite good enough to break down what Adelaide Croatia do when they defend in their block. And the only chances they've really had are from set pieces.
Yeah, I think Raiders have settled into the game maybe a bit better than Olympic have. Olympic have had their chances, but of the two, I think Croatia Raiders have looked the more accomplished going forward. They haven't converted any chances yet, and I acknowledge that Olympic have hit the bar and had chances themselves, but of the two, for me, and maybe it's a bit subjective, but I feel that Croatia Raiders have settled in the better of the two in the first sort of 27 minutes. We're in now, 28 minutes. They've had a good first half.
Yep, we've agreed on a lot today, and I agree again. As T-Boy Kamara links up with Binyam Kabete, who's come out into a wider position. Back to Molis, who finds Nuhaha Winimana. Back to Molis. For the switch now, and they do get it. They find Toriani. Back to Toriani from Ruskaluic. Habonimana locked arms with Corbo. Referee says play on, both of you are doing it. Yeah, in the end is broken up, but given away cheaply. Back to Toriani in a position to put a cross in, and he does do it. Habonimana with a header from 18 yards.
He was a long way out, and the angle wasn't favourable, was it? But he got his head on it, you know. It was probably too high for him to chest and bring down in control, obviously. But Olympic looked okay there for a little bit, coming forward. Croatia Raiders win the ball. Jack King Byrne has it now at the centre back. Looks for the long ball.
Nuhaha Winimana deals with that one, and the Fengeli says it's offside, and they agree with him this time.
Scores update from Adelaide City Park for you if you're interested.
Hit me.
Adelaide City have, in the 71st minute, gone into a 2-1 lead up there. So there's still 18 minutes to go or so up there, but 2-1. I don't have the goal scorer at this point in time, but when I do, I'll let you know. Massive game, really, isn't it?
That's probably the biggest game of the weekend up there, I think, because...
Oh, come on, ours is the biggest game, isn't it?
All right, yeah, this one's the biggest now. Well, they're all, you know what, we mentioned a few occasions today that there's been a few of these games that have been played this week and are big in either side of the table. This one here, you've got two teams, one at each end. One looking to cement a top 4 spot, one looking to get out of the relegation zone if they can get a win here. Not that they'll be out of that zone, but they'll go closer to being out of there. That's Adelaide Olympic. But down there at Adelaide City Park, that win actually puts Adelaide City remarkably into the top 6. If they get that win, it'll put them into the top 6, David, after being second to bottom for majority of the first half of the season.
It's a tight competition. You string a few wins together and you can get yourself up that table quite swiftly, you know. And Adelaide City just had a dreadful start, didn't they? I mean, I think they lost 7 in a row at one stage, but they've recovered well, and they're back on track. And in our little tipping comp at home, I think I picked Adelaide City, so hopefully that stays good too, from a personal perspective. But massive game, really, isn't it? And it has a bearing up at the top of the table as well, between, you know, with like you were saying, with.
Here's Polly in on goal. Saved by Barbaro, but it's back to Polly Marveggio. Can't get his shot on target. That was a chance gone back in there by James Polly. Found himself in a great position, but he just scuffed his shot slightly into the ground and didn't get as much power on it as he would have liked. It's going to be a goal kick at the end of all that. as I said, David, if City hold on down at City Park, they will go into 6th position, but there is another game on tomorrow between Adelaide United and Para Hills down at Surfers FM, and if that game ended in a draw, you would have 3 teams equal on 19 points in 6th spot. There's so many scenarios.
Yeah. It's a good thing as well about having this a 12-team league, isn't it? That if you have many more than that, you know, you can get big gaps. It's not quite as tight. You've got 12 teams and there's only a few points between them. It makes it a very interesting competition from top to bottom. Coming into this match, Olympic were, of course, 11th in the table prior to this weekend. You know, they've only had 3 wins, 2 draws, 8 losses. They've only scored 14 and they've conceded 33, so certainly a side that's on paper is struggling, but they've done all right tonight against a side in Raiders that are sitting 5th out of 12 before the weekend with 6 wins.
Pass is cut off by Roscoe Luic. Kibete drops into the midfield for now, picks up the ball, finds Molis, gets ahead of his player. Gets ahead of his opponent, and tries to find Polly, but that ball just wavers itself out for a throw in. The last couple of minutes have been better from Adelaide Olympic after I said that they weren't good enough to break down what Raiders were defending with. They've managed to cut through a couple of times due to a couple of sloppy turnovers in saying that, though. It's Oldham Water now. Can't find anybody but an Olympic player, but Trimboli's in a battle with Marveggio, and in the end it spills to the goalkeeper in Trumatin. He plays Toriani. Another easy out pass for Toriani. He finds Molis in plenty of space, and Raiders let him travel with the ball. Now he finds Roscoe Luic, who's in a lot of space, so a bit of maybe breakdown of communication there. Habonimana tries the outside of the foot from just outside the box, and unfortunately that's not going to trouble the goalkeeper on that occasion.
Trying to look at Modric with the outside of the right. You have to be pretty special to score from there, but I don't think he even got any spin on it, did he?
Not the way he wanted it to go anyways.
No.
Couple of outs for each team tonight. Alessio Benevenuto suspended this week, not playing. Too many yellow cards, too many slide tackles. And haven't seen Anthony Costa yet this year for Croatia Raiders, but I believe he's 3 or 4 weeks away. They're aiming to get him in towards the end of the season and then into finals if they make it there, which I think they will, but we're still a way away from that, so what a player to bring in for finals if you make it, though. Yeah. Prolific goal scorer.
Who do you drop?
Don't come this way, don't come this way.
Someone who's been a servant all season. But, that's
I guess
the way
it's about taking your chance, isn't it?
That's it. It's about, yeah.
You would suspect he'd just be one of those players that comes off the bench for a few weeks, but if he bangs in a few goals, it'll be a different story in no time. As T-Boy Kamara this time for Olympic plays it back to Adesida, who finds Toriani again. Luic is allowed to pick the ball up in some space and release Kibete down the right-hand side. Kibete and Luic linking up well tonight. Oh, a bit of trickery there by Kibete, but I think it's Corbo who gets a foot in.
Yeah, not trickery enough. Corbo read it, stuck his foot out and put it out of play for a throw, which Luic has just taken out to Toriani.
Keefy off here by Toriani and Luic. Now it's Marveggio. Looks to find Kibete. He nearly does find him. Corbo again gets a foot in.
A lovely little through ball by Marveggio. Just the right weight, the right pace. Just didn't quite come off, but it could have been a beautiful, well, it was a lovely little through ball, just didn't quite come off, did it? Luic with a throw in for Olympic now, right up in the corner.
Looks like he's going to launch the long one into the box. Roscoe Luic, he does do. King Byrne with the header out. Polly and Radic go up, and it's won by Polly, who finds Kamara, and Marveggio has a go from 45 yards.
Trimboli did enough to put him off. You know, that's good work from the striker who's come deep to sort of help out in a sort of defensive mode, if you like, albeit 40 yards out.
Yeah. And that's probably those little 1% efforts that the coaching staff will look at later on in the year, won't they? Like we were saying, who do you drop? if you're doing your thing and you're playing your role, it's going to be very hard when you do get players like Anthony Costa and Oliver Zafaridis back. But it's Radic now on the edge of the box. He looks to bend it. Can't find that far corner. All he finds is the support netting on the back of the goals, behind the goals.
I guess I'm saying who do you drop, because I don't really see any weaklings or weak points in this Adelaide Croatia Raiders lineup. You know, it's an ensemble cast. I don't think there's any standout players. There's not a leading man, if you like. It's very ensemble, but there's no weaklings either. When I say weaklings, I mean weak links.
Just clicked what you said, but you didn't mean it in that way.
Yeah, I didn't mean weaklings. I meant weaknesses and weak points.
We all knew what you meant, mate. It's all right.
And weak links, but I didn't mean weaklings, which is what I said.
Shamunting clears. Ruskaluic with a free header wins that. Abonimana wins that one again. Now he's released Cabetta, who's kept on side by Barnett on the far side. Gets into the box. Couldn't beat the first man who was standing in front of him, which was Thompson. And that touch was just enough for it to spill into the arms of Vincent Barbaro in the Raiders' goal. It's very deceiving in front of us when the ball is just here, unless we're looking over the little balcony we've got. Can't quite see if the ball was in.
I like that we think it's a little balcony.
I guess they'll
sitting here sipping our pina coladas. Shirtless and in our shorts.
Ruskaluic straight into Kimishima. Restarts quickly back to Toriani. Toriani with the little shoulder fake. Finds Molas, and Molas looks to release Polly, but that ball's going to travel away from Polly and into the goalkeeper's arms. Christy Vangeli not happy at all down here. You can probably hear it. We can certainly see it.
I've got that goal scorer for you, Adelaide City. It's Harry Thomas that's put the ball in the net up there for that 2-1 lead with about 15 minutes to go up there. Some of these youngsters have been coming through at Adelaide City, and Harry Thomas has won, so good to see him getting on the score sheet. He had a start last week, and some of the other youngsters that have been getting on there, Isaac Martini, he scored as well, Luca Luoman, Alex Battistella, these young kids coming through at Adelaide City. It's great to see, and so good to see Harry Thomas getting on the score sheet. 2-1 for Adelaide City there just now with about 10-15 to go.
Still 0-0 here at Apex Football Stadium between Adelaide Olympic and Adelaide Croatia Raiders. As Olympic look to put some pressure on the goalkeeper, and he does well to get that one to his captain in Manly Barnett. He finds Odemwalder on the far side. Back to Vincent Barbaro. Back to Corbo now. Corbo assesses his options and gets it to Kingburn in the middle of the park, who finds Trimboli with a great touch. Radic releases Campbell on the far side, I'm sorry. He beat the goalkeeper, but Mahaha Winimana was there to clear it off the line. Mateo picks up the scrap on the edge of the box. Odemwalder back to Mateo. Kingburn now with some space. He might look to shoot. He does have a shot. It's deflected and it goes out for a goal kick. It was like a raffle there.
Yeah, it was a little bit. There was 11 players calling one way, 11 players calling another way, and a couple of coaches with their voices as well. So, but it's been given as a goal kick. Callum Campbell looking very quick out there. Like I said before, they're quite a short side. You know, they've got some diminutive players out there, but boy, they're fast, aren't they?
Kimishima now picks up the loose ball. Finds Mateo. Kimishima's dealt with afterwards. Campbell looks to curl it into that far post from where he was standing, and Chomerton was stood still and just watched it sail just past the post. Christy Vangeli is going to pick up a yellow card because, to be quite honest with you, it's been utter nonsense since the get-go, and the referees have had enough. He's been asked to stay in his technical area probably 10 times in the first 41 minutes by Nick Elligan down here. I think they had enough and just said maybe a yellow card will make you stay in there. Probably didn't help the couple of balls he's distributed over the top of his coach's box either.
No. It's almost like he was wasting time with 5 minutes in.
As we mentioned in the pre-game, it's referees need some appreciation as Polly goes forward. We'll get back to that. It's a clip to the back post. Kamara in a foot race with Corbo. Finds Luic in some space, who's put in some decent crosses. He does so again. Abonimana this time on the end of it and can't find the target. Another great little bit of build-up, David.
Yeah, no, good build-up play again by Olympic. I think the last sort of 15 minutes has belonged to them, isn't it? I mean, I felt Croatia Raiders maybe over the first half hour were marginally the better, but over the last 10 or 15 or so, Olympic have looked quite good. Just haven't had that final effort on goal come off for them. They've hit the bar once or twice and built up well, but not able to convert those chances.
Odenwalder releases the ball for Matteo to chase, but Winimana beats him to it, and now it's Laveggio on the ball who just hoofs it forward to nobody, really.
Bit wasted. The other thing I've sort of noticed over the last 10-15 is there's quite a big gap between the back four, the Olympics back four and their midfield. Seem a little bit distant from each other.
Matteo now gives it to Campbell. Campbell cuts in, has a go on the left, hits his own man, Trimboli in the back, and cleared by Adelaide Olympic, and Habonimana beats Manly Barnett to the ball there. Corbo comes across to cover. T-Boy Kamara picks up the loose ball though. Oh, his pass backwards is a dangerous one and forces Winimana to take a touch. Take a touch away from trouble, that was, because Oliver Trimboli was hunting it down on the inside. As we mentioned in the pre-game, David, I was getting back to that point about the referee appreciation.
Yeah.
It's just no need for it, is there, sometimes? I get it's an emotional game, but when you're asking for it, I guess, you're going to be dealt with by the referees, and they had every right to do so there, issue that yellow card.
Yep. No, there are rules of the game, obviously, and if you breach them, then there are penalties. So a yellow card for coaching staff. They're just as eligible to be booked as the players, aren't they?
Great touch inside by Thompson. Gets away from Kabede, and Kabede has to foul. The second time he's done that, he may pick up a booking. It is the second time for pretty identical to the first time. He's going to have a chat to him, Joe
Jordan Tribodi, yes, he's having a little chat with Kabede, yeah.
But he doesn't issue a card.
No.
Displeasure to
just a quiet one.
The Raiders coach is saying exactly what we said. It's the second time he did it. I can guarantee you next time he won't get away with it.
You're on your final warning, young man.
As we approach the last 30 seconds of normal time here in the first half, it's going to be Kimishima to deliver the ball. Goes to the back post. Toriani flicks his header back over the byline, and it's going to be a late corner here for Croatia Raiders. Unsure of how much additional time, unless Nick Elligan can give us a signal of how long it's going to be played on.
He's focused on the job at hand. He's not paying any attention to as the corner.
2 minutes of additional time will be played. Thank you, Nick. The ball comes in. Abonimana this time has to put it over his own crossbar, so a bit of late pressure by the Raiders here, David.
Absolutely, yeah. If they can get something out of this, the 45 minutes is now just ticked over, so it's one of those potent times to score, isn't it?
We're into the first minute of those 2 minutes.
First half squeaky bum time.
Ball gets delivered, loop to the back post. It falls to Trimboli. Trimboli to Radic. Ball's cleared just in time by the Adelaide Olympic defenders. Corbo picks up the scrap. It's King Byrne. Looks to release Matteo with a beautiful long ball. Matteo couldn't quite bring it down. In the end, he headed it to the middle of the park, and Winimana clears it. Now it could be Olympic with a chance for a late go on goal. Kabede back to Luic. Luic goes all the way back to Toriani. Toriani finds Mollis. Kabede now looks for Polly on that far side, but his attempted switch is blocked, and it's Matteo picking up the scraps as we enter that second minute of additional time. Mateo finds Campbell. Campbell tries to find Thompson, but can't do so. Now it's turned over. Molas. It's 3-on-3. Kibede makes his way into the box. Faces Corbo. It's into the box, and it's a goal! Brian Hapunamana puts Adelaide Olympic ahead right on the stroke of half-time. We've played 46.5 minutes here, and Adelaide Olympic take the lead.
What a time to score right on half-time, eh? Take that into the change rooms with you. Nice finish, good run. Campbell chased back for Croatia Raiders to try and retrieve the ball, but of course they were quick in that counter Olympic when they won the possession in transition, and yeah, they go into a 1-goal lead with well, probably less than a minute to go to the break.
I wouldn't be surprised, David, if the last kick of this first half is this kick-off, because that's how late it was. We've ticked over to the 47th, 48th minute now, so... Beautiful link-up play, wasn't it, from Molas to Kibede?
Yep. No, they did well in the counter.
There is
they lost the possession.
Just enough time for them to have this kick-off, and maybe the last attack will be for Croatia Raiders. But T-Boy Kamara does well. And there is the half-time whistle. Joe Jordan Tripodi happy enough to end the half there. It's Adelaide Olympic with a late goal, David, so it's one of those sucker punches, isn't it?
Absolutely, right on half-time as well. I think that first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour or so, I felt Croatia Raiders were the better of the two. They settled well. They looked good going forward. And even, I think, Olympic maybe looked a little bit disjointed. There seemed to be big gaps between defence, midfield, and a little bit disjointed going up front as well. But having said that, Olympic are the team that have had more shots on target. They've hit the bar and had a few efforts on target, more efforts on target through the first half than their opponents, and they eventually took advantage of it with just 1 minute left.
It's not quite on the camera, but head coach of Raiders, Vlado Blajeka, he's scratching his head as he walks over to the room for half-time. He probably can't believe that that's actually happened.
The body language tells 100 stories, doesn't it, or whatever the saying is, yeah.
So that's his half-time here at Apex Football Stadium. It's Adelaide Olympic with a late goal to go ahead, 1-0 at half-time. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
It's never too late to improve your strength, balance, well-being and independence. Our Strength for Life program encourages all older South Australians to start moving and enjoy an active lifestyle, make friends, build strength and inevitably age well. Strength for Life sessions are offered in almost 100 locations across South Australia, with new sites opening all the time. Check out the COTA SA website to find your nearest location.
Strength for Life is an individualised program which is delivered in a group setting. We aim to keep older South Australians connected with their community, preventing social isolation and also keeping their bodies strong, flexible, managing falls and keeping them engaged. We're super excited to be partnering with Football SA at this state-of-the-art location. It's a beautiful venue. It will really benefit the local community through the Northfield and Jepps Cross surrounding areas to be able to access Strength for Life. And together we are working to improve everyone's futures.
come our two sides. The bar has been set. A great run from Kyra Cooney-Cross.
Turn under pressure.
Here come the Socceroos again. Good one on the right foot, and the Socceroos have the breakthrough. What a goal! The Matildas are running amok. Opens up for the shot.
Sinclair up the double. There's the gun fluke. Australia head over heels about this superstar.
And it's Adelaide Croatia Raiders time.
Right out, goes top corner, and it's in.
A captain's contribution for Luke Klimek.
Written in the stars for Nicholas Foucault.
Oh my God! That's another one for my Bridget.
It's Fabian Barbiero.
Your NPL champions, Adelaide United. As both sides start to walk out on what will be a momentous day for both of these great teams. The crowd is built for the home side today, and Ninko Beric with the armband of FK Beograd.
In the absence of Andoni Natsiopoulos today, who's still out with shoulder.
A Saturday afternoon match at Hanson Reserve, 1-0 the way of Adelaide Croatia. I'm sure they'd love to repeat that in 2024 as we get kickoff underway here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Busasa running down this right wing in a good position to put the ball in. Takes on one, and it's an early penalty for Croatia Raiders. The foul committed by Yuda Kimishima against Kavanagh. Good penalty. Kimishima gets the scoring underway, 1-0 to Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
Yeah, great finish there from Kimishima. He sent Kavanagh.
Corner comes in. Only gets to the edge of the box for the goal scorer of this one so far. Good save by Mateo. One of 3 top goal scorers for Raiders this season. The header! 2-0 to Adelaide Croatia Raiders early on. The ball comes in. Kavanagh getting in the way. Neon Kuru puts the ball out wide. Looking for a way in. Ball comes across the face of goal. From it. Neon Kuru. Looking for the ball over the top.
Mostly across the board in that regard.
Ball down the right wing once again. And a penalty. The exact same spot where the first one was taken at almost the exact same time. From the penalty spot. Jason Konstantopoulos gets the breakthrough for FK Beograd. Game on here.
Yeah, and just like the first penalty, nothing wrong with that at all. Great finish from Konstantopoulos, sent the keeper.
Making his way down the right wing. Still with the ball. Cuts it back. Good save by Friedrich, gets the touchdown. Stefan Mateo in plenty of space to take on his man. Gets past one, then has the shot. Out for the goal. Corner taken short. Ball comes in on the right foot. Falls nicely. For Shearer. (2-2) in the derby. And what a final 10 minutes we have here.
But yeah, Raiders had more play, but...
Lovely ball from Trimboli. Busasa is one-on-one. Just needs to finish. Busasa! 3-2 in the derby. And it's that young man once again.
And I think they were trying to get Beric in a bit of trouble, but it was he'd fallen over, tripped over his own feet, really.
Lovely touch from Stefan Mateo. This could be the finisher. Nearly through the legs did Stefan Mateo go. Jai King burnt. Mateo just has to finish. Oh, it's gone wide. High and wide. Is this the final kick of the match? Not so yet. Full time here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Adelaide Croatia Raiders come out 3-2 winners in the end. All 3 points staying here at the Croatian Sports Centre.
Yeah, what a game that turned out to be. I mean, Raiders 2-0 up. They've let FK Beograd back in the game at 2 apiece, and then they scored the winner straight after FK Beograd equalised.
And the future is orange for Stratland. Flinders are in the lead. Rachel Quigley. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant.
LA Comets to 2023 premiers.
Saved by Pomeroy. They had to go the distance and then some.
Josephine Trimboli, number 9, Tane Morris, number 12, Georgia Box, number 13, Madeline Box, number 14, Siobhan Eastham, number 16, Natasha Vella, and number 27, Lena Vogelsang, with head coach Jason Trimboli. Underway here at Service FM Stadium. Good ball from McCormick. Box chasing down on the wing. Erin Murphy had 8 last year in total, so already beaten that. Ball's there. Good ball through. Vogelsang, 1-on-1. Well collected by Erin Murphy. Good ball. Burnett through the centre. On the left foot. Only into the side netting. DeCola. Quigley on the edge of the box. Looking to get it onto her left foot. Given away straight back to West Adelaide. That effort. This one being chased down. And she does well too. Quigley is there. This corner to come in from Munich. Headed towards goal. Tipping it onto the bar.
On the ball today.
Good ball through. She's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Could this be the opening? It was a disappointing A-League season for Adelaide United in the end. Good set piece opportunity. Quigley hitting. It's in. The breakthrough being made.
Ball.
Vogelsang putting the ball in. Hodgson. Noto again to put the ball in on her right foot. Knew the ball was there. She has it now. Easy pass. Finish on the left foot. Into the side netting. Well done from Noto.
Two great minds.
Ball comes in from Tansel. Noto's there to make it 2-0. 5 minutes left. Adelaide Uni now. Ball just getting launched forward. McFarlane, just as we were talking about it, getting in the way of that one. And just like that, the full-time whistle blows. 2-0 to West Adelaide.
Welcome back for the second half here at Apex Football Stadium. The Adelaide Olympic and Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Adelaide Olympic taking a slender 1-0 lead into half-time with a very, very late goal through Brian Abonimana, the 47th minute. As we mentioned in the pre-game, referee appreciation has gone to another level, which is great to see. The Respect Starts Here campaign. Referees are what hold our game together here in South Australia and all around the world in football, which is why a new initiative from Football South Australia heavily encourages all to respect the referee. This new initiative implores spectators, players, coaches and club staff to respect and appreciate the time, effort and energy that goes into being a football referee. Our junior match officials will be wearing an orange armband to signify they are under 18, an under 18 referee, but this campaign is also to protect all referees. To learn more information, please visit the Football South Australia website as Respect Starts Here. As second half gets back underway. David Grant rejoins me after playing delivery boy for us both.
Yeah, I know you don't like those fancy coffees, so I just got you a mocha frappuccino latte with soy milk. I hope that was okay.
It's going to have to do. I mentioned, David, that Adelaide Olympic took that late lead into the half-time break in what we called a sucker punch.
Yep.
Soccer punch.
That was very good.
A soccer punch?
Yeah, that was very good. I doff my bonnet to that. That was very good. Yep. A late goal, 46 minutes, just right on half-time. Really knocks the wind out your sails, doesn't it? And Croatia Raiders, they look like an unchanged side. It looks like it's the same 11.
No changes for either team.
Yep.
Hasn't caught us off guard like earlier today where we had to scramble for the paperwork to see who'd come on, but nothing here yet. We should be right for those ones. So the scoreline reads Adelaide Olympic 1, Adelaide Croatia Raiders 0, which is what the scoreline finished up earlier on this year in round 3 after full time. It was Olympic 1, Raiders 0. So Olympic will look to make it 2 from 2 against Croatia Raiders this season. As they're on the front foot here, Marveggio tries to play forward, but it's blocked by King Byrne. Hits Marveggio's hand. And David, have you got an update for us?
Well, I was just going to give you the full-time score from Adelaide City Park, where Adelaide City were hosting Adelaide Comets. Comets, of course, up there on the top 3, and Adelaide City going through a period of ascendancy. They've had a good couple of results, strung together a few good results over the last 3 or 4 games. But Adelaide City have run out 2-1 winners in that game. They were 1-0 down at half-time. Karkafiris had scored for Adelaide Comets in the first half, but Daniel Bresson and Harry Thomas scored in the second half for Adelaide City to make it a 2-1 win for the Zebras.
The Zebras?
Yeah, they're still called the Zebras, aren't they?
I'm sure they won't mind.
Isn't that what they're called anymore? I know they're not officially called that, but
the Adelaide City Force.
Yeah.
There's Polly.
That's right, I forgot with the Force.
Acknowledges that ball wasn't good enough in front of us here, but one thing we've actually completely forgotten to mention, David, as Toriani picks the ball up for Adelaide Olympic and they go on another attack through Cabedes. Every game this weekend in the NPL men's competition covered by a commentary team. First time as they go forward here, Olympic, spoiling our little party that we're trying to have about ourselves here.
That's it.
But every game this weekend covered by a commentary team. You did a game last night between South Adelaide and... I'm just repeating the dose what you did to me earlier.
South Adelaide, and God, it was only 24 hours ago. Oh, man, that's embarrassing.
Was it Beergrad?
Yeah, South Adelaide Beergrad. With Beergrad scoring in the last minute of play. Of course, that's amazing. That's 24 hours ago, and I can't remember it. Yeah.
So you were on that game last night with Benny Dale, another one who is tremendous on the co-coms for us. And then the other game last night was a 3-3 draw between Metro Stars and Campbelltown, which was commentated by Seb O'Neill and... Was it Seb O'Neill?
No, Alessio was on last
Sorry,
night.
Alessio Carocci and Antonis Pagonis, who's our photographer here tonight. As you see a few tackles fly in. Well, every game this weekend in the men's and 3 out of 5 of the women's game, I think. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. There's just 2 women's games that don't have commentary. Means a little bit of scrambling around, a little bit of running around. We're like Phil Collins at Live Aid, for those of you who remember that.
Oh, that's a bad pass by Corbo. Sorry to cut you off on a little spill we're going about there, but Habonimana now. Corbo fouls him, and he's going to pick up a yellow ticket. And there could be more here. This looks very, very, very like Corbo wasn't happy with what Habonimana was doing while he was on the ground. He's managed to be calmed down by T-Boy Kamara, who's on the opposite team.
Yeah, a little bit hard to tell. I mean, Corbo was over his opponent there, and maybe there was a word said as well.
I think Corbo's going to pick up a yellow card for the initial challenges. Well, that's what it seemed like anyways before the little scuffle broke out. Rusko Luic trying to creep up 5 metres. I want some property off him would be good.
Still a bit of debate going on here, and down at the bench as well. Adelaide Olympics bench complaining to the linesman about something.
We'll get back to our commentary party later on, but for now it's going to be a yellow card issued to... He's dragging this one on, isn't he? He's making us think, is that a red or is that a yellow?
He's having a chat with the linesman, I think that's what...
I thought he... Oh, my eyes might be going crazy, but it looked like he had the red in his hand, but he's just having a chat for now to Habonimana, who was the player who... So Habonimana does pick up the yellow card, who was the player who was initially fouled, then retaliated.
And did Corbo get one too?
I think the referee is looking for Bradley Corbo, and he's now going to pick up his yellow card. And there we go. So out of all that,
2 yellows.
2 yellow cards. One for Corbo, one for Habonimana. Now it's the Adelaide Croatia Raiders bench. Lajeka asking for some explanation. Nick Elligan not having anything of it. Still he goes on. So it's going to be a free kick for Adelaide Olympic. Right in line with the edge of the 18-yard line, but about a metre further out. It's going to be Rusko Luic to deliver.
In swinger with the right foot, in for the penalty box, maybe just beyond. Arecida's obviously a target.
Yeah, the biggest man on the field.
Yeah, Barnett's got him pretty closely marked, but...
here is Rusko Luic. He does deliver that ball in, and it's actually not a bad delivery, but straight at the keeper.
It was, but I think he was looking for a glancing header that never came, and he had the right power in the right direction, and I think it just a little deflection that was going in.
Odin Walder with the ball, and the cries from Rusko Luic was crunch him to his teammates. In a soccer sense, that means make a strong challenge.
I hope so. Just a little off the ball there. Jai King Byrne rolled his ankle just as he went for the ball before. He's jogging okay now. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, just a slight roll of the ankle on the surface. He was off the ball. Nobody near him. But has a slight limp.
Trimboli can't find his teammate on that occasion, and Tremontin puts that one out for a throw-in on the far side.
How are you enjoying your soy mocha frappuccino latte?
Did have a taste.
Yeah, I'll cover for you.
Turn the mic off just in case it's no good.
Tell me it's good. The barista told me she made very good coffee, so I'm hoping it's all right for you.
It'll do the job. It's actually not as fresh as I thought it might be tonight. As we get going here with Raiders into the box, Toriani shields that one out and gets a shove in the back from Reece Thompson.
I think it was just playful. Reece Thompson, just a little playful shove.
What have you made of the start of this first 7 or 8 minutes, David? Considering Raiders are 1-0 down, what do you expect from them?
Well, they've obviously got to come back out fighting if they're going to try and get something out of this. Raiders obviously in a more favourable position in the ladder, so but they'll be wanting. They've got incentive to try and get themselves a top 6 position. For Olympic, they need to get something out of this to try and keep away from that relegation zone. So, look, I think the second half has started much in the same way that the first half finished. It's a bit of a tussle, a bit of an arm wrestle, a bit of a game of attrition, if that makes sense. And it might come down, like the game earlier on today, it might come down to whoever takes their chances.
Very much so at the moment is exactly what it's like. Both teams have had maybe 2 good chances and a couple of halfies, but it's Olympic with a corner now. It's going to be Luic with that outswing and delivery. And that's a fantastic ball into the box. Kibete gets ahead to it, but it goes somehow past the post and stays out of that net, David. There was that chance.
Yeah, I think Adelaide was in the mix as well to get his head on it, but yeah, went right through and scores remain 1-0.
The referee relieves some pressure there for Raiders and blows a free kick, which again to the displeasure of the Adelaide Olympic bench. This time it's the assistant coach Stav Parissos up in arms due to Christy Vangeli picking up that yellow card in the first half. So throw in for Adelaide Raiders. Another foul by Kibete on Kimishima. Thompson to restart with the free kick, and it's Corbo finds the captain Manly Barnett in some space. His ball inside, tries to find Triboli, but Triboli shields off. It's Radic, and a great challenge by Toriani, but a bit of scrappy play there, and it ends up in the feet of Jai Kingburn. His little flick, Trimboli turns. His shot's blocked and eventually falls in the arms of Gianni Tremontin.
Yeah, a lot going on there. James Odenwalder's first touch let him down there. He looked good. He was through on goal and decided to put his foot over the ball rather than stop it dead. And
this time it's Kimishima putting pressure on Toriani. Gianni Tremontin that time plays to Raska Luic's feet, and Olympic are out on the far side.
Clean off the ball. Look at the big gap.
Kibete makes another run. Sorry, David, to cut you off, but Kibete made a nice. He's been doing that all game. He's made a couple of nice runs. Habonimana puts it on his left, has a go. It falls for Mollis in the box now. Skips past one. Kibete, his shot into the side netting.
Yeah, no, it's a good build-up play, but again, I notice a big gap in the midfield between the Olympics back 3 or 4 and their midfield again. So big area there for Croatia Raiders to potentially exploit.
It's turned over by Manly Barnett. It's Kamara. Marveggio in the box, and it's 2-0!
Yes, it is indeed.
Andrew Marveggio. He picked up the, well, no, I wouldn't say a loose ball. He's the one that intercepted the bad pass from Manly Barnett. Absolute horror error by the captain. Marveggio released T-Boy Kamara down the left.
Yeah, no,
he
picked up the ball well, Marveggio, didn't he? Spinned and turned on his left foot and swung that shot in beyond the reach of the keeper to make it 2-0. Although the scoreboard's got 2-1 up on it for some reason.
I'm sure that'll be resurrected very quickly.
I just glanced at the scoreboard, it said 2-1. I was thinking, oh, where have I? I've missed a third goal somewhere.
We get the benefit of re-looking at this one, David. Manly Barnett just not actually sure what he was trying to do there. He just kicked it straight to Marveggio, who released Kamara, and then it's just been swept into the far corner. Adelaide Olympic 2, Adelaide Croatia Raiders 0 after 57 minutes. You'd have to think, David, that Vlado Blajaka will probably go to his bench soon and maybe look to bring on some players, but it's a very young bench. Like I said, we've got a couple of players out. They've got Zafaridis out, Costa out. Dave Karossi is on the bench, so maybe he might be on Clark soon as Muhaha Winimana beats Odenwalder to that one.
Yeah, the outfield players on the bench: Jackson Bullen, Luka Jovanovic, Matthew Majetic, David Karossi and Jacob van der Out. So they have got some options in the bench, haven't they? But you're right, I think if they're going to make a change.
They are, though, to try and pull one back, and they can't do that. That's crazy with it. A little clip ball into the box doesn't beat Muhaha Winimana. Now it's Olympic again. It's a great ball by Habonimana. Releases Kibete down the right-hand side. He's been a real threat this whole game, but he can't beat Corbo. It's been impressive, hasn't he, Kibete, tonight?
He has, yeah. He's exploited the space really well down that side, and in the middle for that matter as well. So he's done well. 2-0 Olympic Although the scoreboard here has got 2 on up, that's an error, so it is 2-0, right? I did get myself awfully confused before.
It's definitely 2-0 for those playing at home. You can see the right score.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how long they notice that in the scoreboard to change it. Here's Luic on the far side.
There's a bit of a tangle off the ball. Kamara and Barnett. Nothing of it. Bonimana, Marveggio releases Polly. Gets space to cross the ball, but when I say get space, he was closed down quite quickly afterwards. Goes out for a throw in. So if you've just joined us, Brian Habonimana had Olympic into a 1-0 lead in the 47th minute just before half time. And on 57 minutes it was Andrew Marveggio with the second goal for Adelaide Olympic. There is that man, pins that ball in the midfield. Seems to have livened him up a little bit, David. That goal, he's all excited, he's full of energy.
There is a spring in that man's step.
This time it's Polly looking inside. It's that man Marveggio. His ball that he tried to play over to Cabete is blocked and it falls to Barbaro. Only Barnett now on the ball for Raiders this time. Oh, he's turned it over again, nearly in a dangerous position. This time it's Odenwater to try and release the ball, but that's not going to do any damage to the back four of Adelaide Olympic. As we can see in front of us, just off the camera, you'll see shortly that Adelaide Croatia Raiders are readying 2 players. Jackson Bullen and Matthew Majetic.
Yeah, that's my writing, I apologise.
So that's all right.
My scribble.
And here is that change. Nick Elligan, the assistant referee, comes down to make that change with these 2 players, and it's going to be number 31, Stefan Mateo, and number 18, Paul Radic, that are relieved of their duties for tonight. Jackson Bullen goes into his favoured right fullback position. Matthew Majetic looking like he's going to play either just in behind Oliver Trimboli or maybe link up with him like Radic was earlier. That's a great touch by Cabete. Morlis finds Polly. Polly in some space, might have a go himself here. He does! The goalkeeper gets a fingertip to it, David, and forces out for another corner. So Adelaide Olympic really piling on the pressure here.
Yeah, Gianni Tremontin had to be sure, I suppose. I mean, I think he probably knew it was going wide. Oh, that's thrown me.
Vincent Barbaro.
Oh, yes. We're up the other end, aren't we? I think Vincent Barbaro had to make sure, so he's made sure that he's made contact. But I think he was probably aware it was going wide, but just wanted to be certain. So it goes out. It's a corner for Olympic.
It's going to be an outswinger by James Polly. Puts it into the dangerous area. Adesita! Off the post! Kamara! What just happened then?
A bunch of claims for a handball from the Olympic bench, but I think the ball had struck the arm, but up above the sleeve, which is now where the ruling says that if it's a handball, it must be below the sleeve, as in a short sleeve. So struck the upper arm, but no penalty. That was a claim from Olympic. They were looking for a penalty.
The first header come off the post by Adesita. As you mentioned, that threat in the air. And then Kamara tried to bundle in, couldn't do so, and yet it goes out for a goal kick after all that. Now it's Adelaide Croatia Raiders through the middle of the park. Solid tackle by Toriani. Now Toriani on a solo run, looking to go himself. He's going to slip T-Boy Kamara in. He's one-on-one with that new player, Bullen. And Bullen does well enough. It's Jimmy Odenwater now. He cuts inside, past Marveggio. Finds Campbell in a bit of space, who finds Kimishima. And it comes back inside to Reece Thompson. So a bit of action here, David. We're not being left short tonight.
No, the game's opened up quite nicely over the last sort of 4, 5, 6 minutes since the goal.
Majetic now.
quite a bit of urgency about Croatia Raiders' play, I feel.
Oh, Campbell loses the ball there. It's Bullen. He's got 2 to beat. Beats Kamara. Now he's got Polly ahead of him. Gets the ball in on his left foot though, and it's Trimboli. Trimboli with a great header! What a header by Oliver Trimboli! And now the score will read 2-1 like it has been for the last 5 minutes.
And what about Jackson Bullen's work down the right-hand side, you know? Of course, that was a great cross. He went down, he looked like he was going to whip it in with his right, but he opted to go with his left, and a fine cross, and what a header from Trimboli. You know, across the face of goal to the far post. Didn't have a lot of pace on it, but it didn't need to. It was just so accurate, wasn't it? Great goal. 2-1. Woo.
Game on. Safe to say that substitution's worked.
Yeah.
Great cross in the box.
It would appear so.
Toriani from the kickoff looks to put Habonimana straight forward, and he's beaten Bullen to the ball. Holds him off on this occasion. His pass finds Marveggio. Marveggio might have a go again. No, he doesn't. Finds Kibede. Kibede has Molas overlapping. Molas gets his shot away. And boy, oh boy, have we got some action here.
This could end up 5-all. Here's Oliver Trimboli again.
Trimboli to hunt this one down, but Toriani does well enough to get the header back to Gianni Trumentine. And this game has really heated up in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Chances at both ends, goals at both ends. Falls now for Raiders. Through Kingburn go long, but Polly wins that header.
Polly should have done a little bit better with that header. You know, he was all by himself. He had time. Maybe he wasn't aware of that. Maybe he hadn't been made aware of that. But the header in the end was could have been better, I think.
Barbara now always under pressure from Habonimana. Corbo, oh, that's a great pass between a couple of players there by Corbo. Finds Kingburn. Kingburn slowed up because he had to try and beat Marveggio, and in the end plays it to Edward. The ball's now turned over. It's Muhaha Winimana. And Gianni Tromatine's clearance on his left foot goes straight into the hands of Rado Blazieca. Bullen. Straight to the ball by Marveggio. Trimboli was a target on that occasion, but doesn't get to him. Cleared by Toriani. Played 67 minutes, or into the 67th minute here at Apex Football Stadium. Adelaide Olympic 2, and that goal by Oliver Trimboli to make it 2-1. It's really made this a game now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's opened it right up. There's still 25 minutes or so to go, so plenty of time and all to play for, but it's really opened it up. And Croatia Raiders for me are playing with a little bit more urgency, something they maybe lacked in that first period of this half, and maybe through the first half as well. They've lifted the intensity, and I think the substitute changes that Bazek has made has had an impact as well. Both those substitutes have really made their presence felt, including Jackson Bullen, who got the assist for the goal.
Wow, Winimana comes away with it. The young fella skips inside, and then he's caught by Trimboli, but the referee plays it on. Finds his captain in Polly, who's ball into the box. Is catching practice for the goalkeeper in Vincent Barbaro there.
Yeah, I made that mistake before. Here's Reece Thompson with the ball now for Croatia Raiders. Has Jack King Burn, but opts not to use him, and he's forced back by Marveggio. Callum Campbell. Kimishima. Croatia Raiders holding on to the ball a little bit. Except they've given it away. Here's James Polly, the captain, Olympics captain. Skips his way through the midfield.
T-Boy Kamara in some space, but he's done that's just a cynical area, isn't it? You're getting caught in an offside position when you can see everything.
Too eager.
He really wasn't too happy. It's King Burn now, tries to play the ball across the pitch and just finds RB Mollus and coaching staff not happy at all with that decision to play that ball in there. Polly now. Kingburn gets a kick, or gets a foot to it rather. Goes out for a throw in right in front of us. Abonimana presents and holds the ball up. Manly Barnett. His opponent can't get the ball off him. It's Marvejo with the switching ball, and Corbo has to come in and release. Oh, I thought he was going to release his team, but he's actually coughed it up, and it's Habonimana now who goes forward. Corbo wanting a free kick, but not getting it. Moles steps on the ball, but maybe just held it a bit too long there.
Yeah, it seemed to stick under his feet, didn't it?
It's up the other end. In a blink of an eye, it's Kimishima running at Toriani. He plays it inside. It's Trimboli. Marvejo gets back to get a boot in there. Which way is this one going to go? Referee says goal kick.
Again, massive gap in the midfield as they all came forward during that transition. There just seems to be big holes in the midfield. I thought originally it was Olympic, but I think actually both sides might be a little bit guilty of it.
And I think as this game goes, I think it's just going to open up more and more and more. As the Olympic assistant coach is calling 1-2. He's calling Zui Tsakani and Mamamadi Kamara, a couple of attacking players. So not looking to defend this lead, looking to maybe build on it as Kamara holds off and then just gives a shove.
I'm not sure it's a red card, but it was a very deliberate action off the ball to take out a player, and T-Boy Kamara picks up a yellow card.
I'm not too sure there was too much in the wasn't too much in the initial contact. Not sure what. Bullen grabbed him. He grabbed his shirt, but there's no need to react like that, is there? You just you're in attack and you've given away the ball. You're 3-on-3. Pretty silly by T-Boy Kamara, that one there, and he's picked up a yellow ticket to go along with it.
Bullen's maybe a bit unlucky, a bit lucky not to get booked himself. He made the initial foul.
That's probably where the anger comes from, I guess.
Yeah, it's been the reaction, isn't it, that's got the yellow for T-Boy Kamara.
I would hate to score a goal from this. I'm sure that Christian Vangeli would not appreciate it at all if they get a goal from this next 30-second transition play from that free kick. It doesn't look like they're going to do, because James Polly's put that one into the Angle Park racetrack where the dogs are.
I think they've raced dogs there for a while, haven't they? Oh no, they're further over.
Got a nice new $1 million.
Yeah, no, I thought you meant just
what a view it is. You can see it from here. As the ball from Thompson goes to the back post and picked up by Kimishima. I know we're here for the football, but they spent about $3 million doing that up over there a few years ago.
Just so the dogs can have a run.
I think there's $1 million in glass just on the front.
Our local dog park didn't cost that much. Just a bit of fencing.
It's Kimishima on the ball. One way, then the other beats Kibete to the punch. Kingburn now has dropped in between the two centre-backs. Released Bullen. Thompson. Odemwalder now in a more attacking position. Kamara relieves and Polly releases. Habonimana. The referee really was influenced by the screams on the bench then, wasn't he? Because I don't think he was too interested in a free kick until the bench went up in arms.
Yeah, the decision to award a free kick was a little bit delayed. Maybe he had made the decision but wanted to play advantage. Hard to tell, but play has been called back, and it's an Olympic free kick just inside their own half.
Substitution for Olympic just delayed for the moment. Two players are stripped and ready to go. When I say stripped, it means they've got their training kits off. Habonimana. Luic in the box. Can't beat Corbo. And it's kept in, is it? No, it's not. Corbo's had quite a solid game for Raiders tonight.
He has, yeah. As I was saying earlier, it's a bit of an ensemble cast. There's no outstanding players, but good team performance.
Here is that substitution. It's going to be the two attacking players in T-Boy Kamara, who just picked up that yellow card, and the goal scorer of the first goal tonight, Brian Habonimana. Both just waltzing their way off this pitch. Kamara stretching out the hamstring there, so maybe a little bit of a twinge. A little bit of a tweak. I don't know what you call it back home. What do you call it? What do you call it? A twinge or a tweak? What do you guys call it?
I would call it a twinge, probably more than a tweak.
Twinge or a tweak.
tweak is something you do to something to fix it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, if you look at it that way.
Yeah. Imagine you can tweak.
I was hoping you were going to have a different type of word, you know. No.
No, I don't think there's an old Scots or Gaelic word for a twinge in your muscle.
Sakani straight into the play.
First touch.
His first involvement is a half unmarked header off the throw-in. Goes out for a goal kick. So Zoid Sakani, one of those players on. The other one is Mamadi Kamara. Again, the gaps open up in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Trimboli does well to hold off Toriani. Releases Campbell. Campbell can't find Trimboli back. It's picked up by Toriani. Now it's Polly on the attack. Mamadi Kamara cut off by Bullen for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. So each team's now made 2 changes, or 2 players have come on for both teams.
15 minutes to go. Connie, it's going quite quickly, isn't it? I've had a wonderful time with you.
It's been good. It's always the first for everything.
And Chris, our cameraman upstairs, I've seen more of him than I have my wife this weekend.
Did he do the game last night as well, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Here is Roscoe Luich with a clip cross to the back post. Bullen does well enough just to glance it off his head, and it goes out of danger for now. Mamadi Kamara, the fresh legs. One way, the other, gets into the box. Mamadi Kamara on a solo run. Nearly produced a great goal, but James Polly has put that one onto Cowan Street behind the goals.
Yeah.
I'll get that one on my way home.
Maybe even just beyond. He hit it very well, didn't he? But nowhere near on target. Cleared the missing as well.
He's just done the all-clear signal, which is what they do in the AFL when they kick a goal.
Yeah.
He's quite happy with himself.
Yeah. I suppose if you're...
He's a Port Adelaide supporter, so...
Oh, is he? How do you know that? You go along to the games and see him?
No, I'm a Crow. Let's get back to the football, because Mark Talbot will be very upset if we keep talking about AFL.
Yeah.
Mayatic through the middle, found Bullen outside, now Odenwater in some space. Mamadi Kamara comes across, but Odenwater just skips past quite easily there and finds Corbo. Odenwater makes a run through the middle and nearly got it back. Kibede, who's had a good night, wins a free kick for his team, and Reece Thompson there playing with danger, kicking that ball. Lucky he didn't kick it any harder into him, David. He might have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it was a deliberate kick, and it was a deliberate kick of the ball into his opponent, but just wasn't hit with any venom, so he escapes any retribution or punishment for it. But yeah, he at the moment wasn't probably thinking about it. Toriani with the free kick now for Olympic inside his own half.
Bullen does well to get a header away. It's going to be Tsakani who gets the ball, and his shot. Absolutely no danger to the goal that is behind Vincent Barbaro. Just over, or just under 13 minutes to go here of regulation time. Bullen, Odenwater, he's touch inside, not good enough. Oh, Muhaha Winimana left it for Marveja. Marveja left it for Muhaha Winimana. In the end, it's Mamadi Kamara who gets the ball played to him, and it's a corner.
Yeah, Jackson Bullen's got back well and cleared it out for the corner. Bullen's done well since he came on, hasn't he?
He's done well. He's won a few headers for a small fella. He's won a few headers in the air, and he's put a great cross in for the Oliver Trimboli goal. Adelaide Olympic in absolutely no rush to take this corner.
No, they should be. They've got 12 minutes to go. They're sitting down the bottom half of the table, near the relegation zone.
Yeah.
And they're 2-1 up, so they've got 3 points in their mind.
Polly whips it into the back post. Kibede was there to meet it, but in the end it was tripped away from him by Reece Thompson. Did well to win the header, and then free kick for Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Thompson to take, finds Mayatic. Goes all the way back to Barbaro, who has Tsakani coming on his inside. He has to go back. A bit of pressure from Adelaide Olympic, and they get the ball eventually here. Marveggio. Back to Molis. Molis now with a couple of players, but just turns out, and probably a little bit more sensible here from Adelaide Olympics. They're just booting it forward and losing it. They've actually kept control, and although it's ended back with Gianni Tremontin all the way back in his own box, he will now look to release, and they get the ball back. Oh, I nearly got a touch.
Just a bit ready to stick my head out there and attack that ball as it came in. At head height.
Don't fall, please, mate. It's going to be another throw in for Adelaide Olympic. It's going to be Captain James Polly. Again, no rush to take this throw in. Zakani, which is who gives it to. Zakani again. Brings it down. He finds Mollis in some space. Roscoe Luich overlapping. Mollis back to Zakani. Kibete, Mollis turns, gets his shot away. Kibete, it's saved. And in the end, Barbaro just picks it up, and then the quick release by throw.
Yeah.
Matthew Majic on the far side.
Gaps
beats
in
Marveggio.
Gaps in midfield again. Sorry.
No, you're right. Those gaps are just opening more and more every time the ball comes back the other way. But Olympic have had a couple of great chances, Dave, just to put this game beyond doubt, not taking them.
They have. I mean, they put one of these away and I think it's all over. But while it's just 2-1, Croatia Raiders are still in this.
These Raiders in attack now.
Oh, lovely.
Callum Campbell, who's a lovely 1-2 with Bullen. He gets the ball into the box. There it is. And it's Kimishima! Kimishima with a golden chance to equalise from no further than the penalty spot. Blazes over the crossbar into the netting.
Saturday night fever. Saturday night football fever. You wonder how he missed that, to be honest, or at least didn't get it on target. Look, it's easy to be critical when you're sitting up here in the executive suite, but I think he should have got that on target. And Croatia Raiders might rue that in another 10 minutes when the referee blows his final whistle, because that was a really golden opportunity, a real golden opportunity to level the scores at 2-2. Lovely work again by Jackson Bullen. He's been terrific since he came on for Croatia Raiders.
Just got caught up in the actually quite well. The referee's going to blow the whistle for a free kick that's happened off the ball. Again, we get another chance to have a look at it, because I was actually looking at the play and it was just the corner of my eye. I think it was James Polly colliding with Jackson Bullen, I think it was.
Yeah, or Odenwalder. But either way, it's a free kick and
very dangerous position.
Yeah, thanks for finishing that off for me.
Sorry, mate, I actually lost track of where I was for a second because I was trying to see what Zakani was doing. It's going to be Odenwalder who clips it into the box. Tremontin comes, it hits Roscoe Luich in the head and nearly goes in his own net. Mamadi Kamara, though, releases. Marveggio puts it through. There's a player down behind play, so the referee may stop play, and he does do.
Callum Campbell, I think, that's gone down. He was heavily collected there by Tremontin and the goalkeeper.
The Adelaide Olympic players, a couple of them come over to the bench, and so does Jimmy Odenwalder to get a little bit of water in the system. Marveggio and Mollis doing the same for Olympic. It's actually been quite an entertainment game, hasn't it? Oh yeah, I've really enjoyed it, especially the second half. Second half's opened up, really opened up. As I was mentioning before, I've just found that the midfield, both midfields have just been sort of missing at times. There's just been big, massive gaps there, and I think it's been both sides. I think Olympic were maybe a bit guilty of it initially, and but Croatia Raiders as well, and some big gaps in the midfield, and that's caused the game to be a lot more open than otherwise would be. And my mistake, it wasn't Callum Campbell that was down there injured in the middle of the box. Looks like it's Jai King Byrne. Does look like there's going to be another change here with this. It looks like it's going to be just waiting here because there's a couple of King Byrne, yeah. So he's going to be that player, King Byrne, Jai King Byrne, who was down. He's been substituted, and on comes Jacob van der Haupt.
Seven or 8 minutes to make a difference. It's not a lot of time, is it? I think we might be up for an exciting finish, though.
I think so. I reckon. well, stating the obvious, but if Olympic get another one, it's probably game over. But if Raiders get it, it's going to be a very entertaining last 5 minutes. And here goes Molis into the box. His touch from the cross from Luic is no good. And it's Croatia Raiders on the other hand, trying to get past Marveggio. Can't do so. Marveggio then thought there might have been a free kick there, but Marveggio now has gone down with an injury. So looks like there's going to be another substitution here, given that Marveggio's gone down injured.
He's managed to get himself back up on his feet and jog it off.
Liam Overall, the number 22 for Adelaide Olympic, has been called down to take his jacket off and maybe enter the fray. Might be Marveggio's. Mahmoudi Kamara picks up the scraps that's cleared by Adesida. Kamara down the line. Beats one, beats two, doesn't beat the second. Ball's not gone out, says the linesman. Polly can't do anything with it, but he loses it. Corbo now finds Kimishima. He's got Roscoe Lewis now, he's got Capete, but he beats both of them. Cuts inside, slips the ball to the back post. Odenwalder goes up against Polly, and it should be a free kick there. Polly won the header, and Odenwalder's just collected him through the back.
I actually didn't think there was much in that, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like both players went up. I think the fact that Polly actually won the header probably influenced the flag from the linesman, because the linesman called that, not the referee.
Yeah.
He did hit him. It was probably quite clever by Polly. He felt the contact and went to ground.
Yeah, he seemed
smart play.
Yeah.
Especially late on in the game, that's what you want from your captain and your more experienced player. You want him to pull a few little tricks out the bag. It is going to be Andrew Marveggio, the goal scorer for the second Adelaide Olympic goal tonight, who's going to be coming off. It's going to be Liam Overall coming on for this last 4 minutes of normal time. Plus, I would say maybe, what are we going to say, David, maybe 3 or 4 additionals?
There might be 3 or 4 additionals, yeah. I mean, there was a couple of goals, wasn't there? There's been a few injuries, nothing major, but maybe 3 or 4. I think that's a fairly accurate judgment, guess.
Soon find out, I guess. As Olympic restart, it goes forward. Overall, the substitute that's just come on.
Player just on, yeah.
It's not even a tongue twister, and I can't even speak properly.
It's all excitement.
Polly finds Takani, who's actually done quite well in holding that ball up since he come on. He finds Molis. Molis now with some space. He wants that overlapping run, but in the end he comes back and finds Overall. He finds Toriani. Toriani looks forward, and Corbo had Cabete's measure there and forced him under the ball, and it goes through to Barbaro. But no time wasted, they get the game started straight away.
Yeah, it's in their best interest though, isn't it?
It's going to be Bullen that picks the ball up. Mahmoudi Kamara underneath. Oh, that's a great ball in from Odenwalder. Polly caught out that time. Odenwalder, oh, his touch is just too much past both him and Muhaha Winimana, and in the end it goes out for a goal kick.
Ball held up, really. It was a lovely ball over the top by Jackson Bullen, but kind of held up with the backspin on that surface. And Odenwalder was sort of undone by his first touch, wasn't he?
So as we enter the final couple of minutes here, Gianni Tremontin will restart play with a goal kick. Again, in no real hurry. Goes long, looking for Takani. Barnett wins the header on that occasion. Polly just puts his right foot through it. Goes through to Barbaro, the goalkeeper, and Corbo that time decides to take the game on. He does do that. Now it's Odenwalder. Vanderhout. Odenwalder again, but he loses it this time, and now this is where Olympic may look to finish the game on the counter-attack. It's Cabete, Molis, he's got Overall in some space. He doesn't find him because it goes out for a throw-in. Vanderhout through the middle now, in some space. Finds Corbo. I think we're going to be set for a grandstand finish to this one.
Yeah, it's all Croatia Raiders now in these last 5-10 minutes, isn't it? Well, 5 minutes.
Kimishima looks for Majetic. Van der Hout. Back to Kimishima. No, not back to the Kimishima. Van der Hout. Bit of sloppy play there, but in the end it goes all the way back to Barbaro, who looks up and has Bullen in some space, so he gets the ball to his feet. He looks for the switch to Kimishima. But Rusko Luic is going to be there to cut that one off. Kebede. Mollis looking for the corner flag, but no one else really interested in running there.
Yeah, the Olympic are sitting back a little bit. They're just looking to try and hold out for these last few minutes. They're not too keen to venture out of their half, which is wise.
Corbo now slipped into that middle of the park area, pressing forward. Great ball into the box. Well, not a great ball, but a good enough ball to trouble Toriani, and it was Trimboli lurching around. Here is Corbo, who's now shifted himself into the middle of the park, looking to get that equalising goal. Mahawini Mana wins it for Olympic. Overall, a late challenge there.
Straight red.
Callum Campbell with a red card, a straight red card.
Yeah, he lashed out there. It was a very deliberate kick to the back of the leg of his opponent, and straight red.
You get to look at that again, but Mahawini Mana sort of bodied him off, and oh yeah, he's just kicked him straight through the back of his calf. There has Callum Campbell, and I don't want to say it, but that could very well be the end of sort of Raiders' chance to get an equalising goal. Now they've gone down a man.
Yeah, so down a man. I mean, that doesn't really mean that much when you're in the sort of 90th minute, which we are now, but it certainly will take the momentum out of their attack. Croatia Raiders were on a bit of a roll there, and they'll lose all their momentum as a result of that. But look, it was a deserved red, really, I think. I mean, Callum Campbell sort of disputed it before he left, but nobody else did, I don't think. And nasty kick to the back of...
Yeah, the ball was definitely well and truly
Marco's
gone.
legs, yeah.
The ball was gone from... It was actually on the way back to the other Olympic player when he's kicked him.
We've played with it all game, it's flat now.
Now we're seeing some real tempers flare, aren't we? This is the sort of thing that can happen.
Yep.
But yeah, definite red card.
There's a discussion here over whether the ball's got enough air in it, having played with it all day. Maybe Callum Campbell feels that... Was it late, did you say, in the replay? Maybe he feels he was legitimately going for it, but it didn't look that way.
No, not... I guess when you look at it, which we have the benefit of, we can do that over and over again if we want to, which we will. But a lot of people here saying, why is that a red card? But the pass has gone and he's just kicked him in the back of the calf. He can't do that.
Yeah, that's how it looked to me at the time. I hadn't seen the replay. I've seen it now.
And I guess the other hand is if you let that go and then there's retaliations, then you've got another problem, don't you?
Fair enough.
Sakani looking to finish the game. James Polly there yelling instructions to his team, trying to get the boys over the line. Sakani chases that one down. Trimboli wins the header, but it goes only to Toriani, who then also headers it back to his goalkeeper Tramontine, and we're into the 3rd minute of additional time here. The tempers and everything's flaring on the Croatia bench. David is not too happy.
No, I guess it's understandable that they're frustrated. You know, we are into injury time. Croatia Raiders are 2-1 down, and another Olympic player's down for an injury. Look, it's, you would think it's maybe legitimate. Certainly the last one was. There's no complaints about that. But this one's cramp. Or appears to be cramp.
Well, it could be more serious than we just don't know, and there may be some apologies needed to be issued, but who knows?
Yeah, it looks like he's been treated for cramp, so I imagine this will take a minute or two, and then we'll be back up and running again. We'll end up playing 10 minutes of injury time.
I don't even know where the ball was. Where was the ball? I don't even remember where I think it was in the goalkeeper's hands, wasn't it?
Yeah. We'll end up playing 10 minutes injury time. I'm going to be home by 10. What time are you going to be home at? 10?
As soon as possible. I think this one's probably got into the 4th minute now.
So. Yeah, it's going to go to 10 minutes, isn't it? It's 9 minutes.
Unsure. The referee might, you know what? the abuse keeps going. Not the abuse, but if the unwanted commentary from the coaches' boxes keeps coming, the referee may just go, that's it. I've seen that happen before. But the play's restarted for now with Tremontine, who finds Sakani, whose overhead just goes into the sort of corner flag region, which is probably where they want the ball. And do they press? Yes, they do. But Barbaro just goes long. It's going to be Muhaha Winimana to win the header. Overall wins the next header. Kamara wins the next header. Jackson Bullen wins the next header. Bit of ping pong in the air. In the end, it's at Manly Barnett's feet. He releases Vanderhout. He's in a bit of space. Adelaide Olympic will hate to cough up an equaliser against 10 men here, and this could be a chance for them to do so. Kabede's going to pick up a yellow card in the process, and it's a free kick in what looks to be a rather dangerous position. And could the 10 men of Adelaide Croatia Raiders pinch an equaliser here, David?
Well, we'll find out in about a minute or so, won't we? I mean, I don't think this is going to be the last chance of the game. I think there's still a bit of time to go. They've tried to take it quickly. The referee hasn't blown his whistle, so he'll call them back.
They have taken it quickly. The ball's gone in the net, but the referee is still writing down his yellow card. Christy Vangali is getting another substitute ready, which is Mohamed Kone down here. It's going to be Binyam Kabede to come off, who just picked up that yellow card. We're into the 5th minute, 6th minute of added time as Kabede makes his way off the pitch for Mohamed Kone. So all substitutions have been made now for Adelaide Olympic. Raiders still have one up their sleeve, but I doubt that's going to happen now. They're into the 97th minute. You might be right, mate. We might be playing to 90 plus 10.
I would say we're probably going to be not far off it.
Kimishima to deliver. A deep cross into the hands of Gianni Tremontine, who had to have 2 grabs at it, but
took it.
In the end, it's in his lap. He goes to ground like all goalkeepers do these days and waste a bit of time. Blajaka is counting down the seconds, which you're probably not allowed to do. I know you can get booked for that. But play on. He goes up. Odemwalder will go up against Maha Winimana. Both players took eyes off the ball. Play on. Odemwalder. Overall, Kamara. It's just a scrappy finish to this game. Maha Winimana in the end gives away the free kick. Thompson and Kamara having a bit of a push and shove. Maha Winimana now chasing down the Majetic. It's in the box. It's Trimboli. Vanderhout.
Lovely little chip forward.
Tremontine has the ball at his chest to start with, and then in his hands, and he looks to release Zoid Sakani on the far side. That's not what they would have wanted to finish this game, Olympic. They wanted the ball in their control, and they've given it away. So Adelaide Croatia Raiders maybe one more chance to get an equaliser. Majetic does too much with it. It goes out for a throw-in. Could that be just about enough to see Adelaide Olympic through in what would be an absolutely huge 3 points, given that Croydon lost earlier today?
Yep.
It brings that gap back down to only 2 points between the two teams in that second relegation spot.
Yep. I mean, Adelaide Olympic started the weekend in third bottom. So this is a massive win if they can hold on. Sakani into the corner flag. The experience of Zoid Sakani on show here. Just holding off 2-3 players and win. Oh, no, he doesn't win a corner. It's a goal kick, so it'll be Adelaide Croatia Raiders with one maybe last hurrah to go forward. I said that before, but this time I reckon I'm going to be on the money. Polly picks it up. Kamara juggles it. Tries to find Polly, but doesn't find him, and now Polly puts his foot through it. Kone with a flick inside. Manly Barnett. Referee says play on. Kone gets into the box. No, he doesn't. He skips back and then he trips over Jackson Bullen, yep. Have to think about that one for a second. It's an exciting finish.
Goodness me, we said it was going to be a grandstand finish. Yep. We're into the 9th minute, Dave. How much longer have we got? It's up to Joe Jordan Tripodi in the middle. The man with the whistle. Muhaha Winimana does well to win that one. Overall, Trimboli can't get the ball off him. And there goes the final whistle here at Apex Football Stadium. What a game of football we've had here. We've had goals, we've had red cards, we've had everything.
Thrills, spills.
Coffees.
Soy maca frappuccino latte, whatever it was.
Chivap rolls.
Great conclusion to a game, it really was, and it was a great game for us to watch in terms of being a neutral observer. It did have everything, didn't it? Red cards, goals, lots of drama, and really probably a bit of a shock result, a bit of a surprise result. Olympic coming out 2-1 winners over Adelaide, Croatia, who are chasing a finals berth.
Well, in the end, David, if we look at the stats which are on the screen, well, we're on the screen. Adelaide Olympic 20 shots on goal to Adelaide Croatia Raiders 10, 7 on target to 3. So if you look at the basis of the game, Adelaide Olympic in the end, like earlier on today, took their chances and they've got the result.
Yeah, those statistics surprised me a little bit. It felt more even than that. And that makes it look like Olympic were twice as good as their opponents. 20 shots to 10 and 7 on target versus 3 makes it look like Olympic were far better than I sort of thought they were. Look, I think both sides had their flaws. I think maybe the midfield was there were gaps in the midfield that opened up through the match. And but yeah, I mean, a great result for Olympic, wasn't it?
A huge result for Adelaide Olympic, and it doesn't take them out of the relegation zone, but it puts them well on the way to closing that gap between them and Croydon FC, who lost earlier today. Another game, we've got one more game tomorrow afternoon between Adelaide United and Para Hills down at Service FM, and both of those teams look to capitalise now because they'll get a bigger gap on top of Raiders if they can get that result tomorrow. So,
yep.
All in all, what a couple of days of football.
Oh, long weekend, but it's been a great long weekend, and there's still another day of it to come, like you say. Get out and watch the game tomorrow.
So it's smiles all around here from the Adelaide Olympic Football Club players. They win the game 2-1 against Adelaide Croatia Raiders. And David, safe to say it's time for us to go home. We've been out long enough today, and
yeah,
we've got a nice drive up the hill.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going down, sit down on the couch and just relaxing for a bit. It's been quite a long day, hasn't it?
Well, it's full time here, Apex Football Stadium. Adelaide Olympic 2, Adelaide Croatia's 1, and it's good night from myself and Dave. We'll see you next week.
Adios.